Even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020.
Today we start the new season with an AFC West Division battle right out of the gate between the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
First carry here for Robinson.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Purdy, deep ball for Goodwin. They've got his man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
And he's got room. And all the way down to the 22-yard line.
46 yards rushing for him now. What a drive for him to kick off the new season.
Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Off play action. Fowler. That's going to be caught.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That puts him in excellent position. 1st and goal after a gain of 19. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Here's Pierce. Going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead, it works opposite.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Fowler. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Mike Gesicki from 10 yards out. And the Broncos are on the board here first in the season opener.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good.
Makes the score Broncos 7, Raiders 0. Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And this will be a return from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
There's Purdy on 1st and 10.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made.
It's a big play there for Vegas. 55 yards.
I think it's about time I took my eyes off of the secondary or the guys with the football. How about the offensive line on that snap? They took care of business.
Absolutely, and when he can stay in the pocket like that, you're going to get big plays like we just saw. Dancing to his left. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8.
Yetur Gross-Matos
in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. 2nd down and goal. Purdy. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Davante Adams from 8 yards out. And the Raiders are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7th. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Nyheim Hines now out of his end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive.
And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
That's underneath to Pierce. And he will have a Broncos first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
7-7, our score after 1. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
First and 10, it's Pierce.
And some space here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
67 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 36. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week one. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team run the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
He'll decide to keep this once more. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. The way he went into that contact, as a rookie QB, you just kind of hold your breath. Maybe slide there.
Probably a very good idea. Not probably. Definitely a very good idea. And I go back to something someone told me a long time ago. In college, yeah, those guys are going to hit you, but they're just playing for a scholarship. These guys in the NFL, they're hitting you for jobs. That's a whole different hit.
And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
Escaping the pressure right. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos.
The kick by McManus is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in this first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can he learn the offense, it's what they can teach him, right? How can he build a relationship with his receivers? And, of course, how open is he to learning? And, of course, how open are they to giving him things that he can put in place on the field?
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the 1st down.
Running it out of the gun with Pierce.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back 1st downs. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Fowler
to Pierce. They set up the screen. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. To throw on 3rd down. Fowler.
He's brought down after a pickup of 5, but he needed 8. 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off, because in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
On 4th down, Fowler. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Purdy to throw it on first down. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it, yes. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Here's Purdy. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Purdy with it on third and long. Open man is Fortson. He's got it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Purdy off the play fake. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Broncos are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Looking deep downfield. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's third down. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Third down, here's Pierce. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. The kick by McManus is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Fowler. This one left side caught by Collins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Throwing on first down. Fowler. This one finds Pierce on the out route. He's got room at the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. The motion, the tight end across the formation. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. operating from the gun. Fowler. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. That is a tough way to start the third quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give them the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they...
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
Hey, that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Forced out to his left. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Purdy. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Purdy now to throw off the play action. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Raiders are back within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Right where this set him down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion. On first down, Fowler. That's complete to Pierce. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 37-yard line. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's a 2nd and 7. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 112 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. It's their quarterback, making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Broncos are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. McManus's point after is good, and the lead now up to 14.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will finally be taken down. But how about that play? It's a big one on the final act of the 3rd quarter. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. Now on 1st down, it's Purdy. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
That's into the hands of Fortson. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Oh, yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Purdy will look to throw again here. He'll find Goodwin here on the right side. Touchdown, Raiders! Marquise Goodwin, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes, right side. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Damian Pierce, 79 yards. And the Broncos are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead now up to 14.
Broncos 35, Raiders 21.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started. And my goodness, another interception. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Going for it with Pierce. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They go play action here. Purdy. And he's got his big tight end here. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's another 1st down as they bite off 23 more on that one.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Again, it's Purdy to throw it. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Brian Robinson Jr. from 3 yards out. And the Raiders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Off the play fake. Fowler. Buying time to his left. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That one goes for 36 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Pierce takes it straight ahead. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. To throw on 2nd down. Fowler. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 19. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Steps away to his left. Touchdown, Broncos. Dameon Pierce, already his 2nd touchdown here this opening weekend. And the Broncos are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Yet another touchdown in what has just been a high-scoring affair, a fun one to watch. And it's the rookie quarterback, Charles, coming through with yet another touchdown pass to pad the lead.
Did we come into this game where defense was optional? Because it certainly feels that way, right? But when you look at the scoreboard, this rookie, he has his team moving at a little bit quicker pace than his opponents. The entire offense is going to get plenty of praise, but I think these coaches have to be especially happy with what their quarterback has done.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On 2nd and 10, Purdy being chased out left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And give him a gain of 37. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Purdy bootlegging it. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Davante Adams. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Raiders are able to cut into that deficit. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
operating from the gun. Fowler. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
On second down, here's Pierce.
And some room to work. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. On 1st and 10, Fowler. He's going to look deep down the field. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fowler. He's going to take another shot here.
And it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board.
Back to the ground with Pierce. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Broncos, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas,
they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers.